Yeah.
Yeah. So we're good to go still. So it can see it's recording. But
Mm-hmm.
hello, everyone.
Mm.
Welcome to our first ever YouTube channel or first ever video. For the guys that have probably been listening to us on our Ultra Football podcast, yes, it's just one episode we've dropped there. This is us. This is Moody. I'm Moody, and this is the Ultra Fan Media or Ultra Football podcast. And we have got some of our guys with us here in the house today to drop our Premier League predictions for this season. I know we are very late, but better late than
Mm.
never. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm Moody. I'm the host, and I've got with me two special guests. Shaz is meant to be here, but he's running late. He's going to join us later on. I have Fumbi. Fumbi, what are you saying?
Yeah. Good man. All the way from Northwest London.
Not London boys, not London boys. And we have David all the way in down south in London. What are you telling me,
Yeah,
David?
Oh, that's out.
yeah. I live in down south, so I live close to Chelsea, the biggest
South
club
is very
in England. In England,
south. So
um,
you're closer to Crystal Palace than Chelsea, bro.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm closer to Crystal Palace than Chelsea. I'm even closer to I think Millwall. I think yeah. I'm
Yeah,
even very close to Millwall. Very very
Millwall.
close to very very close to
yes,
Millwall.
no.
Millwall.
Yeah, very very
Oh,
close to
oh,
Millwall.
I
Millwall
see
and
that place
Palace are
on my way to
actually
work.
Yeah,
Millwall
I
and
think I'm.
Palace. I think they're actually rivals, isn't it? But one of them is
I
clearly
think
not
so.
doing well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Millwall is just one, maybe like a couple of bus
I,
stops
I
away.
heard I heard they're even racist as fuck, bro. I heard the Millwall club
Oh
fans are
yeah,
racist.
I saw that too. I saw that on YouTube. Oh, someone talked to me, told me about it. I think
But
it was
yeah,
Sammy.
so already you can tell Chelsea David is a big Chelsea fan. We already recorded a podcast about Chelsea's transfer window. You guys should keep
Mm,
be on the lookout for that. We recorded that
mm.
I think last week. It's meant to be coming out either by
Oh,
this week ending or next week. So be on the watch out. So David's a Chelsea fan. I rep two clubs. In the Premier League, I rep Arsenal. I'm also a Barca fan. Fumbi is also a Barca fan, but he does not like. He's a Man City too
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Are
I'm
you
Man City fan in England.
exactly
Yeah, I
Pep
support Man
Guardiola
City in
fanboy?
England.
But
Yeah.
let me start. Let me start off with Fumbi. What?
Mm,
Let's start even with Barcelona. It doesn't matter if it's Barcelona and City. How
okay.
do you? What do you
Okay.
think of?
Okay.
What do you think of your transfer window?
Uh, well, I think is a bit decent because I mean we're able to sign Gundogan and it's a great addition to the midfield. I think we've really missed an experienced player to be able to detect play in the midfield, and also we saw this guy coming in. What's his name? Our DM. I don't remember his name. What's his name
Um,
again? Help me with
I've forgotten his
the
name. I
DM.
really
The
Oreo. Is it Oreo that played for
Romeo, Oreo
Southampton?
Romeo, yeah, yeah,
Oreo Romero.
Romeo, yeah. Yeah, Oreo, no. So yeah, it's also a good addition to the midfield because we've met something physical since the time of Keita and Yaya Toure. So we needed that physicality in midfield, to be able to boss midfield because there are bad times we play with smaller teams in La Liga that are very physical. And we had Busquets.
Getafe.
I mean, I'm not saying Busquets wasn't. Yeah, teams like Getafe, teams like Cadiz. So all those
Premier League
teams that like to be physical.
Premier League fans in their own head they think that La Liga can never be physical. Well, you see Getafe, those are the real
Ah,
criminals. They are worse
ah,
than anything you would ever.
bro, I
Nah,
think I was watching their game against Bilbao. Was it against Bilbao? Was it last week? If you see the way they were making hard
I
tackles, hard tackles.
those guys they don't play football, they fight. They fight with the ball. That's literally what they do. If the ball enters the net,
As well,
great. If it doesn't,
bro,
but yeah, but yeah.
bro.
But but man,
So
Barca. I mean, we are really broke right now. I can't believe this is my club still, Sha. Uh,
yeah, and yeah. Yeah, and the money issue too. So,
Yeah,
but
Dembele
we
is
are
out of
getting
my
there.
club.
Yeah,
Dembele,
Dembele is out of our club. I mean,
I know you
he did
hate
his part,
Dembele. I know you hate Dembele with passion,
bro.
Fabian.
I, I'm telling you, I was telling my roommate that I'm purchasing tickets to Barca Madrid 30th of October. Like, I wanted to go and stone the or something. I want to throw something at him, but he has left already.
Yeah,
So I'm just going there to see good football now.
it's
But
PSG's
it's a
problem.
decent transfer window. Yeah, the hamstring and the every 2 weeks, every 6 months out, 3 months out. No, we don't have that issue. I don't think we have any injury prone players again, do we?
I
Aside
mean,
from
Ansu
no, we
Ara-
don't.
Fati,
We don't really have.
Fati,
Ansu Fati is injury
Ansu
prone.
Fati.
Oh, oh God.
Araujo, our defender, is injury prone. All of a sudden, after Ronald Koeman played Pedri 70 games in 1 year, in one season, Pedri is also injury prone. Apparently, he's even injured right now.
Can
So,
you imagine?
what's the Christensen is injury prone, but we're getting this guy. What's his name?
Have you
Cancelo
heard
from Man City.
Cancelo? Yeah. That's another addition. Dani Alves carbon copy. So we need someone like that, on that right back to be able to, make dribbles and flinging all those crosses for Lewandowski because
Mm.
we don't really have fullbacks that can cross like that since the time of Alves. And
Yeah.
and we are seeing some players leaving too, like Sergio Dest. He needs to
Glory
take his
to
problems
God.
elsewhere. And
Glory be to God.
he's having daddy and mommy issues. He needs to take them.
Oh,
He needs to take them away.
you should get out of my club, bro.
Yeah. And we saw Busquets left, our great legend, my loving midfielder, the back and bone of my happiness at Barcelona. If you're watching Busquets, you see the whole game.
I
If you're
swear
not
to God.
watching Busquets, I'm sorry, you won't enjoy Barcelona football. So
I
that's what I'm
call.
saying. Ever since I joined Barca, it's not because, yeah, it can be because of the players, but the system, the ability to bring joy. There are some times I watch Barcelona playing and I'll be smiling. So if you go on YouTube right now, there's something you call 43 passes, one goal. So it's where Barcelona was doing tiki taka and they scored. Those are the things that bring joy to fans. Not all this counter attacking, long ball, all those Premier League nonsensity. So those are my journey. Those happy good times. Yeah.
I know you're also enjoying it with Man City too, as well. There's no need to ask about your transfer in Man City.
Definitely,
You're still enjoying
Jeremy
treble winner.
Doku. Some guys are going to eat grass this season. Grass.
You've brought Sane 2.0 to the league.
Bro, they go hear him. They go
And-
hear him.
But let me go to David. David is just I don't even know your team, bro. But you have hired that. You have people have just gone to do serious human trafficking. I call it transfers at Chelsea. So talk to me. Talk to me about your club.
Here
Briefly.
comes the money. Here comes the money. See, for Chelsea, yeah. So far, all we can brag about right now is money. We have money and we can burn it. Because on the field of play, we are an abomination to watch. I was like, a lot of fans were blinded by because I was on the podcast for the Chelsea Liverpool match after the Chelsea Liverpool match. But a lot of people were really happy. I was probably one of the disappointed Chelsea fans because I was like, I didn't think we were as good as people claimed we were. The hype on our head was, I mean, a lot of people see me as negative, but I'm like the hype that you guys are taking on this team. Yeah, I don't see it, and we saw the true identity of Chelsea last week, where we faced West Ham and we're battered 3-1. 200.
My man Antonio. That Antonio's goal, by the way, was mad. Power, pace and power merchant. But go on.
I was like, we bought in Roberto Sanchez. I'm sorry, there is no one in this league that can tell me Roberto Sanchez is a better goalkeeper than Kepa. How we opened our eyes to sign Roberto Sanchez is what I do not understand. Is Brighton's second
Roberto
choice for a reason. He is Brighton's second choice for a reason. He was not Brighton's first choice. Still was Brighton's first choice. We went to pick Brighton's first, and Brighton were willing to let him go with so much joy.
By the way, David, who's your second choice goalkeeper right now at Chelsea?
We just signed a new goalkeeper, Petrovic from MLS, apparently.
You see, they're doing human trafficking in that club. Because the names I keep on hearing every single day, especially those, I think he just signed one David guy or so, David or something.
David Washington as a striker, 18-year-old striker.
From Brazil as well.
Yes, from Brazil, yeah.
They should sue us for human trafficking. It's not transfer again, it's human trafficking. But let's leave that. I'm just recruiting everybody.
No, it's like basically even when you look at our team so far in the whole transfer window, you are looking at Jackson, you're looking at Caicedo, you're looking at Lavia, you're looking at even the older guys that came in January, Madueke, Mudryk, Enzo. I think the players I'm looking at and I am like, we might have fucked up right here is Dissected. I am not comfortable with Dissected at the back.
The French Maguire.
So who's that?
It's not even about his pace.
Dissected.
A lot of people talk about his pace. I really don't care about if like Thiago Silva is not really fast, but Thiago Silva has an extremely beautiful knowledge of how the art of defending. He understands it. He is what you call an old head, basically. He studied under Nesta, the Maldinis. You don't require pace. These people have a true understanding of positioning. They know anticipation. They understand anticipation to its core. Thiago Silva studied. Imagine when you study under those kind of people, you will definitely understand those things.
Yeah.
But story. You still collect 3-1 last weekend.
But what I'm saying is, first of all, I'm just going to list out where we are right now. Because first of all, the manager, I don't understand why you are playing 4-3-1 the entire preseason. You come into the league, you say you are playing 4 at the back, but we are seeing Colwell, Thiago Silva, and Dissected. Dissected. Right, people said Dissected played well against Liverpool. No, he scored a goal. If you look at Diaz's goal, you would know Dissected was sleeping. He was sleeping on the. Who, as a defender, does not watch their flanks, does not watch who is trying to run off them?
Calm down. How much did you guys buy Dissected for?
I think we bought Dissected for maybe about 45 or
40. All right, let's pause there because if we start to dive into Chelsea now, it's take the whole time. We're here for EPL predictions.
We can take the
Exactly. We're here for EPL predictions. EPL predictions. You can explain further. You have your special podcast where you dived into it. Don't worry. You guys should keep watching, like and subscribe, and also put your comment down below on the team to support. David is going to do a special on Chelsea. Probably he's going to live stream it so you guys can put your comments. So basically, Chelsea in focus. But let's go straight to predictions now. EPL predictions. Should we start from the top 4, the bottom 3, or where do we start from? Do you guys have your
bottom 3?
Let's start with
from the
bottom 3.
Yeah, the bottom 3.
Yeah, bottom 3.
Yeah. Let's get those guys out the way. First, the bottom 3 guys. So let me start with let me go around for my bottom 3, 18, 19, 20. So my Sheffield 20th, Luton Town, Luton 19th, and Everton 18th. Where do you guys have? What do you guys have as your bottom 3? Fumbi, what do you have as your bottom 3?
I have Bournemouth 18th. Everton 19th and Luton 20th.
David, what do you have?
I have Everton 20th, Luton 19th, and I'm thinking between Fulham and Sheffield for 18th because Fulham has really lost firepower in Mitrovic. And
But
right now,
mhm.
I'm really
Go
wondering
on,
where
go
their
on.
goals are going to come from. I'm really wondering where their goals are going to come from. So I might put Sheffield because Sheffield just moved into the league. But I think Fulham will not be very far off because without Mitrovic, I think they are not very good.
For
They're
me,
not a very good team.
I think one thing we noticed so far in our prediction, we cannot like agree that Everton is going down.
Yeah.
That club does not have head. But
No,
first,
no vision.
no
vision.
vision, bro. Already, I think
No vision.
what's his name? What's the name of this striker that likes to dress weirdly? What's his name?
Calvert-Lewin?
Calvert-Lewin.
Everton striker.
Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin.
Yes. That one,
Okay.
I don't know. He has carried injury already.
You know,
If Alex Iwobi is your best player, you have no business being in the Premier League. Iwobi now is injured. Somebody else went out injured for Everton in their last game. I can't remember. Number two, they started a construction for their stadium. I just saw today on Sky Sports News that there was this club that was group that was meant to purchase a certain percentage from them, and that money from the purchase was going to now be for the stadium rebuild. And apparently, those guys now pulled out of the deal and have left Everton in a huge financial mess. Demarai Gray is saying he wants to go out. You remember this Noto guy from Leeds?
Yeah.
Noto has been fighting Leeds that he wants to leave the club, that he doesn't want to play in Championship. Everton, that is in Premier League, came for him. He said no, he does not want to go to Everton. That he wants to go somewhere else. There's no Everton. Everton is a mess. I don't think they've signed one player this transfer window. They've not. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that their Premier League experience is what will keep them 18th. If not, I'll put them 20th.
No, they're 20th for me. They're 20th for me. I think they have no vision. They have no. They have no vision. They have no strategy. Like you said, they're financial ruins. They're finished for me. They're going down. Last season they just delayed the inevitable. They delayed the inevitable.
I mean, I didn't expect Leicester to be that bad last season. Mm-hmm. They should have gone down last season. But Leicester, somehow, I don't understand what happened. Fumbi, what are you saying about Everton?
So Everton, so I'm looking at their players now. I don't think these guys can handle the heat of Premier League this season because everyone is buying. Brighton is buying, Liverpool is buying, Tottenham is buying, Newcastle is buying. So please tell me how this caliber of players will handle this season. First, you said Calvert-Lewin is injured, and now I think Mope is the one leading the line. And we all know in the past 2 seasons, I don't think he has up to 10 goals in the past 2 seasons.
Mope for me has to be one of the worst strikers in the league.
But he was doing well at Brighton. That's the thing.
No, he wasn't doing well at Brighton. He wasn't.
No, he was Brighton. He was Brighton.
But he was scoring goals.
Yeah, no. Mope was not. Because when you look at Mope's stats, I remember they had a lot of goal scoring issues, even when it was under Graham Potter, where they could barely score any goals. And Mope was leading their lines. Mope scored one goal here there, but he was not prolific at all. He was never that good at Brighton ever.
He was never that good at Brighton. If anything, he was always missing chances for Brighton. You know, Brighton, they had this problem of creating chances but not scoring.
Yeah.
Who was their striker?
Mope. It was Mope. Mope was their striker. He was never that good.
He was never that good, bro. Never that good. So me seeing him at Everton now. Go on.
It kills their chances of staying in the Premier League. And I think they also have this guy, Dele Alli. I don't think Dele Alli is ready to return to football anytime soon.
No, I don't.
And we also have England's finest, Pickford. England's finest, Pickford. And This is the same goalkeeper they will use for the Euros that is coming. There's a Euros coming next year. Eh? There's a Euros next year. If I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
next
Yeah, yeah,
There's a
yeah.
Euros that they use the
yeah,
same guy.
seriously.
Well, Everton is 20th for me. And Luton, they came at the wrong time. They came at the point where every team is playing fantastic football and they are going to suffer for it. I'm telling you, I
Bro.
don't think they can handle it because
They're just
every
happy.
team wants to improve. Every team, every all the teams are buying players from outside the league. You know, they are investing in so many, not just English players. They're trying to get technical players. You know, things like that. I don't think they can handle it. And for me, for Bournemouth, I saw the game they played against Liverpool. I mean, at the start, they did well at the
Mhm.
first 10 minutes, but after that, we didn't see any end product. So I think they will suffer a bit. They will struggle a bit this season. They will struggle a bit.
Me, I don't think.
So
I
I can't
think
really point out.
for me, for Bournemouth, I was thinking. Of course, there's always this period whereby that teams from, let's say, 13th to 20th are like 3 points or 4 points between them. Then
Yeah.
subsequently,
Between them,
in the last 10 games,
They'll
one
be
pulls away. How would I feel what happened to Bournemouth? Bournemouth, they're not going to be comfortable, but they'll end up looking as though they're comfortable in the league, basically. But yes, they're going to have that period. They will go 5 games without a win, definitely. But I think they will stay in the league because I think the team they've recruited well. They have good signings, good players that are good enough to do a great job. So I don't think, but Luton, I think they're just happy to be here. They're just happy. In fact, they don't even have a Premier League ground at the moment, so they're just happy to be here, and they should enjoy it, enjoy the Premier League money. The players that are
why
there,
last?
exactly. They should go and rent that Lamborghini, go and put that down payment for the big crib. Enjoy your time at the Premier League because you're going back next season. Next season. I think everybody still also has. Where do you have Sheffield United, David?
They're my number 18.
18.
They just
Where
edged
do you have
over Fulham. Fulham is my number 17.
And what do you have Sheffield United, Fumbi?
I don't have Sheffield United. Sheffield can stay like 16, 17.
Why do you say 16, 17?
I think they've lost. They've struggled a bit this season. They've lost 2 games already, but I feel they will still come back up
because they lost their best
Oh,
player.
okay, you know what? I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do now? I think I will switch Sheffield for Bournemouth because I'm looking at these players now and no. Even. Oh, no. I'll switch. Am I okay to switch? I think I'm going to
Yes, you
make a
guys
switch
should.
here. I'll
Yeah,
switch. I'll switch. No. Okay, I'll put Sheffield as my number 18 then. So it'll be
18.
Sheffield, Luton, and Everton.
Yeah. But let's go back to David. You mentioned something about Fulham that I know they've lost Mitrovic already.
Yep.
And you said that is going to get them relegated because
No.
They're
going to edge it.
They're going to edge it.
17. Sheffield is my number 18. So it's Sheffield, Luton, and Everton for me. So my number 17, I'm like, it can be swapped. It's either Sheffield that becomes 18 and Fulham becomes 17, or Fulham becomes 18, while Sheffield goes directly up, just like over Fulham. So they're intertwined. They can switch anytime. For me, I think Fulham. I just think they will struggle this season. You can already see from I think last week they lost already to Brentford 3-0. It was a clean out. What Brentford did to them was So I just don't think they would definitely struggle to find goals without Mitrovic leading that line.
But this is where I say
firepower. No firepower.
This is where, for me, this is where I feel why Fulham would still be comfortable. I had Fulham at 13th place. Let me tell you why. Their manager, what's his name again? I've forgotten his name. What's Fulham's manager's name again? He's very popular amongst everybody.
Marco Silva.
Marco Silva.
Marco Silva. Marco Silva is a good manager. He's a good manager. And I feel that his good management is what to keep them comfortable. You're in relegation fight and you have Marco Silva as your manager. Bro, you're fine. You're very fine. Marco Silva will come up with those good results.
Didn't he I'm sorry, wasn't he this guy that failed at Everton?
He didn't get relegated with Everton. It was with you coached Watford, I think, when they were in Championship. I think he brought them.
But I think he's been relegated with somebody before.
What?
I think he has relegation on his CV though.
Yeah,
but he was not
relegated before.
But he was not given his resources. But look at what he did last season with Fulham. Don't forget at the same time, with even what he did, he had a period of times whereby Mitrovic was injured most part of the season, had that 6-game ban. Do you get? And if there's any manager you want to leave to recruit, especially in that small teams, it's him, because he found them. Was it Paulina, that guy in midfield that had one of the best midfielders last season?
Yeah.
So I think they'll be fine, basically.
But Paulina is injured as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, for me, I just don't see.
Yeah, I'll just agree.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll agree with what David is saying because they've lost firepower. I think the guy doing only scoring is this Diego Marid. That's the only guy I can think of that has the ability to score in that team. So, like, they've lost the firepower, and you need firepower to stay in the Premier League. You can't just be defending all games and thinking you won't score. It's not possible.
I mean, Sheffield United did it that season that they almost qualified to Europe, whereby they were just winning their games 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. Remember? Then the next season they'll go relegated. They were defending for their lives, but I think they'll be fine though. But let's leave those bottom three. Let's go straight to the big boys. We can scrap over the middle part later where you have them Chelsea them. Let's go over to the top. Let's go over to the top. Who is winning the league?
See,
Man City.
Let's not. There's something they call. Let's not waste our time. Let's not like we are wasting our time. A lot of people are talking about Arsenal have a chance, United might have a slight chance. See, Liverpool are back this season. You are all dreaming.
Liverpool might come back.
We are all
taking a sleep.
See, I said it. I always tell people, look, it is not the team that is the problem. The manager is the biggest problem we have in this league. Pep is so clear of everybody tactically. It's like we are all wasting our time. He is so clear of everybody. And I'm like, I when I just want to watch beautiful football, I just go and sit down and watch City. Like I watched City Real Madrid, and I saw Ancelotti scratching his head. For you to get Ancelotti to the point where he has to scratch his head, you know you have messed him up. I looked at Pep here and I was like, the way he plays, the way he just tries new things, he reinvents his team when his team is not playing well. He tries new tactics, he tries new things, and he's like, every single time it keeps working. Now let's be frank. I was like, last season, a lot of people were talking about, but Arsenal tried and everybody's going to be after City this season. I said, look, people don't seem to understand. He did not. Arsenal was an anomaly. He destroyed everybody. And if you go back and look at the league table, he destroyed everybody. Arsenal
89 points. 89 points. He finished with 89 points.
He finished with 89 points because he had already won the league. He was on the track to win, to get, I think, 95 points again.
Yeah. And so he was playing the likes of Cole Palmer at the ending.
Yeah, so it's like he had destroyed the league. Arsenal, you guys were just what you call an anomaly. You read your head when they
filling the gap.
Nah.
Filling the gap.
So put some respect on my club, though. Right?
Guys,
I think we have a chance.
In software.
No. Put some respect.
In software engineering, we call them placeholders. We call them placeholders in
Nah,
software
what do you mean?
engineering.
Nah. Yeah, they
Holder.
just came in and Man
They
City
hold
were
the
like,
place.
oh, wow, who are these new boys on the block? And
Wait,
at the end of the
wait,
season, when things actually mattered, Man City explained to them why they're children and why we will always win. The 4-1 match, I laughed so much. It was like a joke. It was boys versus men. De Bruyne, Haaland didn't even take them serious. For you, Haaland let his hair down. He was like a model on the field and still scored.
wait, let's pause, David.
Damn.
Talk to me. Talk to me. I see you're so
I don't need
passionate
to.
about.
I don't. I don't need to say. I believe David has covered everything. So there's one thing I respect, and one thing only I respect about Pep is the ability to try new things. So people underestimate these things. They underestimate a lot, and that's one of the stepping stones to building self improvements. And once you get that logic, you'll be able to go anywhere in this life. So that's why I respect Pep. If you notice, he doesn't play the same tactics every season. The same tactics every season.
Yeah,
Have you guys noticed that?
you're always changing
Every season
something.
is always new because he knows that last season I played 3 at the back, 2 in midfield. He was playing Stones in midfield. He knows that guys are onto him already. So he needs to change it. So that's
I
one thing I
mean,
respect about him. And
even Mikel Arteta does the
I've
same
been a
thing.
Pep.
Yes,
Exactly.
Mikel
So he knows.
Mikel
He did it
Arteta.
last.
Calm
He did it
down,
a bit
calm
last
down,
season.
calm down,
Wait,
Wait,
calm
wait,
down,
wait, chill,
calm down.
chill.
You late
calm
comer,
down,
relax.
calm
You late
down,
comer, relax.
calm down, calm down. Huh? Well, let's
Wait,
talk
No,
about Fateta yet. We're talking of a different level of manager right now.
Yes.
Some respect for Pepsi.
I
Okay,
mean,
continue.
my manager is an FA Cup winner. Came second, bro.
Okay.
So
Don't mean
relax,
nothing.
relax. It.
Don't mean nothing until he wins the league.
Relax.
I'm bottled the league after being on top for 95%.
But
How beautiful.
Brendan Rodgers won FA Cup with Leicester. It don't mean
all
nothing.
right, pause. All right, pause. But you guys, let's welcome Shaz in. He's a late comer. He's meant to give all of us 5 hours for coming late. But we've gone through our bottom three in the table. So quickly tell us, what's your bottom 3?
My bottom 3 is Luton, Sheffield. Initially I had Wolves, but after seeing them play against us in the first game, I think they are going to be all right. I'm struggling to pick the last team, but I think it's going to be between Everton and perhaps I don't think West Ham will go down. I'm struggling to remember the teams at the bottom right now, but I definitely think Luton and Sheffield are going to go down. And one moment, let me get the third team because it's somehow it has escaped my memory.
I mean,
Quickly, Burnley will be fine. I think Burnley will be fine, but I think it might be either Palace or Bournemouth.
Crystal Palace.
Yes.
No, Crystal
Why?
Palace.
Palace?
Yes.
No?
I have Crystal Palace at
Palace.
12th place.
Yes.
Tell me why Crystal Palace.
I think of the entire team in the Premier League, they are the only team that are essentially still the same. Premier League is like a race, not just a race within the season, it's a race season to season. And everyone is trying to catch up. Arsenal are trying to catch up with City. They went out, they got Guardiola, they got Kovacic, they got Doku, they're getting Matheus Nunes. And you guys probably signed like 5 players and are like, yes, we are going to catch up to City. But they've just increased the gap. And they still have players in the academy. It's the same thing for every other team. If you're bottom of the league, it's probably easier to say Luton or Sheffield because Luton and Sheffield have sort of played the last 2 games and they're still playing like it feels weird, like as if they're not playing professional football. That's the gap between. You understand what I'm saying? You saw the kind of errors they were committing during the game, and it was weird. But I think Palace have failed in terms of adding quality to their squad because don't forget they lost Zaha. Zaha was their main outlet. You can see what Eze was trying to do on Monday against Arsenal. He was trying to do the Zaha thing, where he would dribble, he'd be able to beat a foul, he'd be able to win a penalty, but it was unsuccessful. If they had Zaha on Monday, you guys probably would have been in trouble. And I don't think you can deny that. I saw you for the last 30 minutes of the game. You were like, oh, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. Yeah,
I wasn't
things are
nervous.
getting
I
way.
wasn't
But
nervous.
deep
I
down,
wasn't nervous. I
but
wasn't
deep down,
nervous.
so is the Premier League. The thing is, you can never say, if you are 1-0 up in the Premier League, you can never say you're not nervous. Because you
I
know,
wasn't nervous.
the ref can either do a mad thing and just do something stupid by
What?
giving Tomiyasu a red card.
I was nervous for Arsenal.
Thank you. Exactly.
You guys were
Tomiyasu
lucky
got the red
that
card, and my guy was like, that is not the foul now. That is not
yeah,
the foul.
you guys were lucky.
But-
First of all, you guys were lucky about the Eze tackle. You guys were lucky on the what they call it, the slop, where Partey pulled back slop for the corner that gave you guys that penalty. Because that match was going for a 0-0. And you guys are forgetting that Olise is one of the most creative players in the league. Olise
Exactly.
is injured for now.
Exactly. That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
Olise is to be back.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Crystal Palace
Olise
are
I
had
understand. You can say
11 assists last
Olise
season.
is creative, Olise is this, Olise is that. At the end, compare their front three to the other front threes with the teams they are going to be competing with. You understand? How are they going to be scoring goals? Palace already struggle to score goals.
So tell me, okay, yes, so Jordan Ayew is a brick footballer, but he's better than who's in Luton's front three, who's in Sheffield United's front
That's
three.
why they are going down.
Wait, calm down.
No.
Who is in Everton's front three? Who is in?
I put Everton in the mix, no? Everton, even though you might think, oh, Everton doesn't have a decent front three, whatever. They still piped Brighton 5-0 last season.
That was
How
just an
many
anomaly.
teams? Huh?
That was an anomaly. You know that.
Even if it's an anomaly, it shows that they could do that. They have a better midfield and they still have a better defense. We can compare it layer by layer from every facet. From back.
You said Everton has a better defense than Crystal Palace.
They have a better defense.
Did you smoke weed before the show?
Anderson.
Oh,
are you saying?
Are you including the goalkeeper?
No. Anderson, Gehi.
Which goalkeeper? England's finest. England's finest.
England's
number one.
Yeah. Are you including England's?
England's number one.
You can't tell me Everton have a better defense with Gehi and Anderson in Crystal Palace.
No,
I could concede on the defense, but still,
even midfield,
on the other areas of the pitch, Everton are still better.
In midfield,
Oh, it's Everton's
Yeah.
midfield again, please.
who's in Everton? Onana, Doucouré, and who else?
Who? Gay is Gay still
No,
not there?
Doucouré is okay. Just Ghana Gay.
Yeah.
Ghana Gay.
Yeah.
They are defensive players. All of them. There's no creativity in that midfield.
And Palace. And Palace.
Wait, let me
Palace
they have Olise, they have Eze, they have Doucouré.
Don't count those as you already counted those as forwards. You can't
Those
count
are
them as
offensive players now.
anymore.
Those are offensive players. Okay, they have Jefferson Lamar.
Eze plays as
Thank you. They have Lamar.
No. Eze plays more as a cam. They have because sorry, not Eze. Olise plays more as a cam. So if Olise is coming back, he's going to play behind the striker. We have Eze and we have Ayew on the wings. We have Edouard up front.
Okay.
We have the Corey sitting at the base of the
So now, I'm not saying we're not arguing about this quality is way better, this team is way better. I'm just saying in terms of output, in terms of output and type of manager that they have. What's his name? Sean Dyche will be able to get more out of those guys than I think Hudson will be able to from that midfield, from that attack. Sean Dyche, he has proved it many. Hudson has also proved it many times. But we haven't seen Sean Dyche with this level of players. He did a miracle with Burnley for 10 years. They weren't relegated with the kind of players that they had. So I believe they are going to be able to grind out results in comparison to Palace. Obviously, these are predictions. It doesn't mean everything is going to happen the way we say it, but this is just what I think.
What makes
Okay.
sense, but we're all on the same page though. We all have identical bottom threes with the Luton, Sheffield, and Everton. So I think all of us also still agree with who's winning the league to be City, right?
Yeah,
Or
I hate to say it, but I put Arsenal in a bracket here because I think Arsenal have a chance. But
why are you,
the only
David? Why are
the
you
only
laughing?
the only thing I said it earlier
What?
in the first podcast. The problem Arsenal will have, again, I say it, is scoring goals. Against the first game, it was the same thing. Who did you guys play again? It
We
was
played against
2-1
Nottingham
against
Forest.
Forest, 2-1. Same thing in the second game against Palace, but it's still too early. Anything can happen. You're playing against different teams, different style of play. Anything can happen in football. But I think with the midfield that you have and the attack that you have this season, it's going to be more difficult for you guys to solidify a team going forward. When you guys had Xhaka, you had someone who is good going forward and also will give you a lot of energy in defense in terms of assisting Rice or Partey and winning the ball and getting up the pitch quickly and produce I won't say consistent output, but reliable output game in, game out. I can't say the same for Havertz. I cannot
Fair.
say the same for Havertz. So, which means you guys might struggle a little bit more defensively, but your team is going to be solid in general. Where the difference will come is going to be scoring goals.
I do sort of agree with you in a way because I feel like you see City that are favourite to win the league. They have a robot in front with Erling Haaland that can pump goals for fun. Like take for example, look at against Crystal Palace, right? I said this as my prediction that um, most part of this season, you see the way the last two games have been, how Nottingham Forest camped at the back, how Crystal Palace have camped at the back. That's just going to be the routine when teams come to play Arsenal. They're going to sit back. And to break them down will be difficult. So when you do create those chances, you need a striker that's clinical enough to put them away. Jesus is not. Jesus is a good football player, but he's not a great finisher. Edin Ketia, the less said the better, as we can see.
Balogun.
As you can see, because you see those two chances that he had, and that he flopped. He flopped basically. You know, a top striker like Haaland, if Haaland is in that position, Haaland scores. You know, so and take for example, entering the second half would have been 2-0 up, and we'll be more comfortable. Crystal Palace will be forced to come out, and we can score more. So I feel that's the challenge that Arsenal face. That's why I have Arsenal at second. But let me know from you guys. Now everybody knows City. Let me see. Can you guys tell me your? Let's go with top six. Your top
Let
six
me
side.
just let me
David, where's your
quickly
top
go through.
six?
I'd say my second will probably be Arsenal, and not because they will be competitors with City, but because there is no. When I look at the team, I don't want to over egg on Brighton right now, but Brighton look deadly. They look like Deserbi has turned that team into a monstrosity. For I just feel experience will wear on to Brighton, and I think will cost them in the later end of the season. Like I said, not because Arsenal is a better playing team right now than Brighton. I think after City, I would say Brighton right now is even the best playing team, followed by City. But we all know City will eventually get past you. They know how to win in all situations and conditions. Arsenal, I think, because Brighton have never been in this situation before to maintain that top four for or remain second for that long. So I won't put Brighton there. So I'll put Arsenal as definitely second. For
Hmm.
third, now I might put Brighton. I
Oh,
think
that is
I'm telling you, Brighton DC. We were shocked. Brighton finished fifth last season, right? Fifth or sixth, if I'm not mistaken. Brighton, this might be a Leicester season for Brighton, a very shocking
hmm.
season because right now Brighton is playing crazy football. There is no team right now I can look that is playing that you can look and be like, yeah, they are playing a more competent football than Brighton, the way Brighton is playing right now.
I'm going to massively disagree with you with Brighton
Okay.
coming third. But tell me
Wait.
your
Yeah.
fourth team, yeah,
My
exactly.
fourth is definitely going to probably be Liverpool. I think
Mm.
Liverpool. I think all they need is a DM, and I think they will be a lot better in that midfield. But Liverpool concede a lot of goals. That is one of the issues I think we might see from Liverpool because they concede a lot of people are saying Van Dijk. I'm like Van Dijk is finished. Let's be frank. Chelsea last season had were losing almost every single game. The funny thing is we conceded as many goals as Liverpool. Liverpool finished fifth. Liverpool finished with 47 goals conceded. Chelsea finished with 47 goals conceded, and we were losing. So it tells you something. Liverpool's defense is open. It's for the streets.
And,
Everything goes through.
and Salah could
Everything
potential
goes through.
and Salah could potentially be leaving. Apparently, Al Hilal, one Saudi club, wants to buy him.
If he leaves, they are dropping for me to seventh. They're out immediately. They're out immediately. Because that's their main talisman. Like if they lose Salah, it is finished for their top five hopes are finished. Top five is over. Then for me, I would say United will probably finish fifth. I think so far United hasn't really played well. Um, but I think United still has the experience or they have the players to get them over the line. I don't think they're particularly playing well or fancy football, but I just don't see and what they call this guy Angelo from Tottenham taking over that fifth. They might playing okay, they might have beaten United, but I think in the long run, I don't see United. I don't see Tottenham overtaking United in the long run. I think United will eventually get to that fifth position. Um, and six, I'll probably see Tottenham. A lot of people will be like, "Where's Chelsea? Where's Chelsea?" Please, we are playing on that potch. We are not getting top six. We are wasting our time if we believe we are getting top six. Poch is, like I described, is a waste man of a manager. He's not a manager for me that has. I'm sorry. If you lose, like I described him, I said, if you lose League One, I think your managerial credentials should be revoked immediately with PSG. You lose League One with PSG, it should be revoked immediately. Like I described last time, it is like having a race between God and man wins, and God loses. There is no excuse in this life where you tell me you lose League One. To who? Lille? And where did Lille finish the next season? Tell you how they were. It wasn't even that sustainable. Lille dropped off, and I don't know. I don't think they even finished second. So for me, Chelsea right now, we don't have an identity. We might have had good players, but I'm sorry, Mudrik is not going to take us top five.
So let's stop there. So let me repeat your top six. You have City first, Arsenal second, Brighton third, Liverpool fourth, United fifth, and did you say Newcastle or Tottenham sixth?
Newcastle will
Tottenham.
definitely be seventh for me.
Newcastle will be seventh, and Chelsea's finishing where? Ninth. Okay. So Charles, talk to me. What is your top four? Quickly, let's count through. We're still going to come to that topic of Brighton, by the way. So, what's your top six?
I don't call it a top six anymore. I call it a top nine.
No,
because they are currently in the Premier League. There are 9 teams that are able to spend and invest in their squad heavily. And when I say heavily, and I mean heavily, 200 million plus. Okay, so a team that's going to be able to spend 200 million plus season in, season out, except Brighton, by the way, because they have an exceptional recruitment department. But going with my top 9, okay, I have City first, but I also have Arsenal in the bracket because I think they'll be able to challenge for that spot. I have Arsenal second, okay, because I think you guys are a good team. As much as I hate to say it, Arsenal are a good team, okay. But
Gunners.
I still put United in the bracket because even though we've been playing shit, I believe that's not how Ten Ten Hag intends for us to play, and we still have a level to go in this season, and it's just the second game. Okay. Third, I have United, and I still have Arsenal in the bracket because, like I said earlier, and I'm not changing my viewpoint on that, at least for the moment. Arsenal and United are in a battle for second and third, or potentially a three-horse race, even though one of those horses has his leg broken at the moment in United because we are fucking shit at the moment. However, fourth, I have Newcastle because I don't think we are thinking about the consistency Newcastle have right now. Newcastle are super consistent with their team. They have good players. They have recruited well, and they have a good coach that is able to motivate and bring the best out of the team that he has right now. They already have 2 wins. Oh no, they have one win
No,
because they played City
City.
last weekend. So
Yeah,
that's against City, and City still beat them like 1-0.
yeah,
You
Yeah,
understand?
1-0.
So you could tell that Newcastle is a serious team, not just any other team that's going to come and go or whatever. I believe them in being in the Champions League this season, from next season as well, they're going to have more, what do you say, purchasing power in the transfer market, and they'll be able to go even bigger. And that is an extra motivation for Eddie Howe and his team to keep going and going, just to push to the limit. I think with them pushing to the limit, it might be enough for them to get the fourth spot in the Premier League table. And fifth, I have Chelsea. I have Chelsea. Last weekend or last time when we did the first podcast, I had Chelsea fourth. Not because I think, oh, Chelsea are so, but they're playing good football. That is the thing.
Are they really playing good football, or was
Yes,
Liverpool just bad?
the thing is for me, for what you want in that team for right now, based on the type of squad that he has, the type of manager, the personnel of players, the age, and the chemistry, they are doing well enough. We saw
But
how
it takes time to build chemistry. These players, many of the players they are putting in the starting 11 have not played Premier League football before. Don't have up to a season of Premier League football experience before.
yes, that is why I'm including the chemistry. I'm not saying because they have chemistry, I'm saying they still have chemistry to build. But based on what they have right now, I was surprised with the way they played against Liverpool. And against West Ham, they are playing a different type of team where they are going to be sitting back and just absorbing the pressure. If they had, what do you say, a better striker, I believe Chelsea will probably have won that game on that day. And don't forget, they also missed the penalty in the first half. You understand? So I think with that, Chelsea will be able to grind out results. It's a shout between them and Brighton, though, because I think Brighton will be pushing for that spot as well. So basically, 5, 6, 7 is between Chelsea, Liverpool, Brighton, and perhaps Tottenham.
Okay.
You understand?
So your top 7, you have City, Arsenal, United, Newcastle, Chelsea. Who's your 6th position? Are you going with Brighton or Liverpool?
It's between
Pick
5
one.
and 7.
Pick one. You have to pick
Right
one.
now, based on current form, I put Brighton as 5th. But I think Chelsea has the opportunity to be able to take that spot
So
right now.
Brighton 5th, Chelsea 6th, and who is 7th?
Liverpool 7th.
Liverpool 7th. Okay, let's go to Fumbi. Fumbi, another thing that still come to talk about is still this Brighton. Seems like Fumbi's internet is messing him up. But yeah, before Fumbi comes back, right? Let's talk about Brighton, right? And I'm going to give my own take about Brighton. They lost one of their most important players in Caicedo. Who else did they lose? They lost. Is it Colwell? No,
McAllister.
Yeah, cool.
McAllister. Two key players in their midfield.
Mhm.
This defender, to Chelsea.
Cool.
Is it Colwell as well? Look, Brighton is playing good football. Great. De Zerbi is doing an amazing job with them. Look, and Cisse is injured right now at the moment. They had a great season last season. This season, don't forget they're in Europe. The amount of games they will play is going to drastically increase. They have missed key figures like Caicedo, McAllister. Caicedo is potentially, he's not a world class, but he's a potential world class talent. McAllister is a World Cup winner. Okay, so these are not just anyhow players. These are top players, basically, that they've lost. And to feel that they will enter another season and like nothing happened, I think it's going to be a problem. These players have not played in Europe before, most of them. You know, the amount of games fatigue is going to come and mount on top of them, and they will be, hey, what's going on here? So I believe because of those things, I think teams like Tottenham, for example, they have better experience dealing with that. Do you get? They have better individual players than the Brighton team, and those individual players who's going to come back to be key in making decisions in games. Basically, those individual quality, individual talents, and Brighton don't have that. You know, we are complaining about Brighton creating chances and nobody scoring. They're going to face those challenges again. Don't also forget injuries. A marathon is not a sprint race. There are going to be injuries in the season, and you have situations whereby it's the bench that's going to play. What happens when the bench comes into play? They don't have that much of a great squad to finish fifth. I don't think that thing that happened. I think the top 6 sides are too strong at the moment, or will I say use the word are too alert at the moment to allow what happened with Leicester to happen again. So because of that, I have Brighton in 9th position, and I feel if they finish 9th, that's great. And also, I still predict that Brighton, the next 3 seasons, they are down. They are going back to Championship. Because in one transfer window, you'll always miss. That is why every season when you enter the transfer window, you must strengthen, because you will miss in one of those transfer windows. Do you get? You're going to have a situation whereby you buy players and there will be a big miss and you'll be like, oh, shit, we screwed this one up. Or they might not screw it up, but a player they send transfer window might not be up and running immediately. So with that being said, I just feel like Brighton, the amount of games they're going to play this season will be increased. Teams, when they go and face a team that is sitting on a low block, it will be much more challenging for them. Even though they play very wonderful football, you will see you will see why their players are playing for Brighton as the season progresses. I think the top 6 sides are better than them, and they will struggle basically in the league. For me, what I have as my own top 6 or top 7, I have City winning the league, Arsenal close second, United third, even though they're playing rubbish, but I think they will come third. Liverpool fourth. This could always change if Salah leaves the club. If Salah leaves, we're going back to Liverpool of 2006, 2007. No, 2010, 11. They're gone. Then I have Tottenham at 5th because I always said this. I said I'll be more scared of Arsenal, of Tottenham if Harry Kane leaves, because Harry Kane, I feel without Harry Kane, now you don't know what they're going to do. They'll be much more of a cohesive team, in my opinion. But they're still 5th because I believe they will have a problem scoring goals because Richarlison is their striker. Richarlison is one of the worst strikers in the league, still in my honest opinion. Then I have Newcastle 6th. The amount of games that are going to be playing this season will catch up upon them on them, injuries as well. And again, you will see that these Newcastle players are not as good as people make them out to be. You will see the quality come to show when teams are now playing low block against them. Then I have Chelsea at 7th because they will definitely do better than last season. Aston Villa 8th, Brighton 9, and Brentford 10th. So that's sort of my predictions for the.
A lot more hope. You guys have a lot more hope with Chelsea.
I'm
a Chelsea fan.
I disagree with you on Newcastle and Brighton. I believe they will go down at some point, or there's a possibility they will go down at some point. However, I don't think that will be contingent on them not getting the good players, it will be contingent on them losing their manager. And that is the risk that Brighton face at the moment. Because I think the recruitment is the recruitment, you understand? The percentage of success rate in the Premier League is about 60%. You understand? You can only get like 12 free transfers good. That is if you have a good recruitment team. United is probably like a 30% chance, even less, because we have I'm sorry to say we have a shit recruitment team. You understand? I don't know why they signed Anthony if they cannot dribble past his man. That's the first time you hear me say that, by the way. That's how frustrated I am with Anthony at this point in time. And I think he will lose his place. But going back to Brighton, I think the players that they have right now are young. I think you are overlooking the fact that their squad, even though it looks like, oh, they're hitting on what do you say, players, they're able to recruit this player, that player, that player, but they still have a young squad. This young squad can do way more in terms of energy. You understand? And I think with the kind of manager that they have, they are going to be able to get more out of those players compared to a far more experience. For example, I used Palace as example the other time. There is nothing what Roy Hodgson can do to change the style of play that those guys play or to improve them individually. You understand? However, with Brighton, they know the exact kind of players that they want. They know the kind of players that they're recruiting. You can see the amount of money they are selling these players for. How much do you think Mitoma will go for? How much do you think Ivan Ferguson will go for? Enciso, Joao Pedro, Estupinian, all these guys.
I mean,
And
I mean, calm down a minute. We could have literally said the same thing with Leicester City. Leicester City had a better squad than most teams in the Premier League and still went down last season.
yeah, but they didn't have a
Bless,
better coach.
yeah, but again, you could ask the question. The Zabi is playing good football, but what has he won? Do you get?
So when I
So
say
That
there's one,
that is not a marker. First,
yes.
there are two things. There's something you are not like putting into. You are not computing when it comes to Leicester, in which they have a problem internally. It's not just a matter of, oh, Leicester are not doing well. They're not performing on the pitch. It's not just that. Since the owner passed away, they have not been able to invest in their squad as they were able to in the initial phases when they came into the Premier League, and the way they were able to recruit and recruit and recruit and recruit and keep on improving. As soon as the owner passed away, they were not able to invest as much as they could because apparently they were not getting as much return for the money they were putting in, blah, blah, blah. But now they are going to suffer for it because the return in the championship is much lower, and the amount of money you have to, I think they underestimated the amount of money you have to invest for you to just stay in the Premier League alone, not to talk of competing for trophies. So I think in a way they got greedy because they won the league and they won a few trophies, and they probably felt, okay, this has to keep happening. You understand?
yeah, and
However, Brighton, of most teams in the Premier League, have a very good backroom staff and a very good CEO that knows what he's doing. You understand? So I think they are going to be fine, probably until they lose their manager.
all right.
Until they lose their manager.
I mean, this.
However, Newcastle is the one I absolutely disagree with. Because if you look at the quality of the squad, even though it's not so eye-watering, they still have good, good players in their squad. I think there are some players that even you would like to have in your team that can slot straight into your starting 11 at Arsenal, at Chelsea, at United. Who wouldn't want Bruno Guimaraes or Sandro Tonali in your squad? You wouldn't want Isak. I was saying you're struggling to score goals. If you had Wilson in your front
The
line,
thing is,
you are probably
Tonali will
going to do
probably
way better.
won't need as Tonali as much as we because we already have a very solid midfield. Now up front, Isak. Issue with Isak is made of biscuits and glass. He
One,
shatters every few matches. Same thing with Callum Wilson. They are made of the same thing, biscuit and glass. Once anything touches them, they are out for a few months. So the two of their strikers are so injury prone. You cannot keep Isak and Callum Wilson
And
fit throughout the
also,
entire season. It's not possible.
and also, to you guys that are saying this, I've been following Isak for a long time. Isak is not as prolific as you guys think he is. He's not. He's a good
But
striker. He could get there, but so far he's not as prolific as you guys
yeah,
think he is.
however, his record in the Premier League differs though. His record in the Premier League is different. Every other game, he either gets an assist. You saw it, it's in my FPL team, and I'm not going to remove him anytime soon. Because every other game, he either gets a goal or an assist. And it's not just he's getting goals and assists. All of us, we've watched Newcastle play. We see how Isak plays. As soon as he joined Newcastle, it felt like as if he almost went up another level. And since he's been there, we haven't seen so many injuries as we had seen previously. And it felt like as if Isak is like Newcastle's, even though he's not that level of player yet, it feels like he's like their Cantona in terms of the swag and the way he plays when he's on the pitch. He doesn't play like as if, I'm in the Premier League, these defenders are strong, I have to make sure my finishing is tidy, I have to make sure I do this. He plays, David, I don't know if you see it. He plays football like as if it's
Yeah,
so easy, gliding
yeah,
past players, so much intelligence and IQ.
yeah,
And we'll say,
definitely.
whenever they need a goal, they just pop him and Wilson there up front, and they are just able to do something. That is very underrated. For you to have two people that if they are there, they are able to find you something. They have
Yeah,
Trippier, they have
the issue.
Botman, they
Yeah,
have Nick Pope. They bought that guy from Chelsea. What's his name? Lewis Hall.
Lewis Hall is a baller.
Their left
Lewis
back
Hall is a baller.
Their left back was an issue for me, but I'm waiting to see how Lewis Hall is going to play. They have Harvey Barnes. He already has a goal and an assist already. Just one game. I'm not saying, it's going to be sensational, but you can see with the profile of players that they are going for, they also have an idea of what they want to do and how they want to play. And we can see, even in the first couple of matches, we can already see some of these things coming into fruition. Not many teams that we're able to see sign players coming to the Premier League and they're able to do that well.
Yeah, that's all right for now. I'm going to put a visual of all our teams. Fumbi can't make it because his network started to mess up, so I'm going to put a visual of our Premier League teams, and halfway through the season we'll come back to review it, basically. But we're already spent over an hour now. I hope these are guys listen to us this long though. But just to conclude, you guys should follow us on our YouTube. Follow us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and place a comment on who your top four is, your bottom three, and also who you think is going to be highest goal scorer this season. Also follow us on Twitter at Ultra Fan Media. It will be posted. I'll put the stuffs on the screen. Ultra Fan Media, and also listen to our podcast on Ultra Football Podcast. It's available on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon as well. So you guys, please continue to support our channel. You're going to see more of these videos. You're going to see more reactions. Hopefully, we'll even be doing live streaming very soon. So keep an eye on that. So this is where we're just going to conclude and say bye to every single person. Everybody, you have 10 seconds to say something. Just 10 seconds. David, what do you have to say?
Generally, I don't really have any social media that anyone really can follow. Maybe Twitter, which is David Owen. That's AHWIN. AHWIN. David Owen. That's my Twitter handle. I tweet about Chelsea stuff. I'm the negative Chelsea guy. You see, these two guys even have more hope than for Chelsea than I do. I predicted 9th. He predicted 6th. He predicted 7th. That is hope. I don't see anywhere. I don't see Chelsea anywhere.
All right. And Shaz, any final thing to say? I'll put our social media handles in the description below. Shaz, anything to say? 10 seconds max.
My Instagram handle SHAZIILII. And also, I think you guys should watch out for Rasmus Højlund this season, because I think
Hello.
I think is going to surprise a lot of people. And I know it might sound weird because you guys haven't seen a lot of him, but we had Wegos up front last season. And if we could do well with Wegos, I think we could do well with a better striker. No, what do you say? I'm not trying to banter Wegos. It was good for us in the time that he was there until the end when he fell off. But I think you guys should watch out for Rasmus. That's all I have to say.
All right, guys. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Ciao.